Using the figures 68%, 95% and 99.7% for within 1 standard deviation, 2 standard deviations and 3 standard deviations of the mean respectively, find the following for the distribution. X is a normal with a mean of 100 and a standard deviation of 15. So let's just think about what we're saying here. The mean is 100. One standard deviation is 15. So within 1 standard deviation would go from 85, that's 15 less than 100, to 115. And 68% of the data would be in there. 2 standard deviations would be 130, and 15 less than this, which is 70. So 95% between the 2 yellow markers. And then 15 away from that is 55, 15 onto that's 145. So we have 99.7 between the red markers. So the first question is just asking 85 to 115. We've already decided that that's 68%. As a decimal, that's 0.68. So now in part B we want to go between 85 and 130. So if we think about that, because this is symmetrical, 85 up to the middle will be a half of 68. So that would be 34%. And then if we go from the middle out to 130, that must be a half of 95. Now let's just use the calculator to help with that. So 95 divided by 2 is going to be 47.5. You'd probably be expected to do that without the calculator though. So 47.5. And if we add those together, so 34, add the last answer, that gives me 81.5. So this one is 81.5%, and remember we need to give that as a decimal, so that will be 0.815. Now we have the probability that X is more than 145. So that's going to be just up here. Now we know between 55 and 145 we have 99.7. So if we just have another sketch down here, so 145 is there. Between the red markers is 99.7. And that must mean that outside of the 2 markers is a total of 0.3% to make up the 100%. And a half of that will be at this end. So that's 0.15%, half of 0.3. And then to turn that to a decimal, we divide by 100. So it will be 0.0015. Part D here is beyond the scope of the Year 11 applications course, so I'm going to remove that from the notes.